I truly believe that the human body holds some extraordinary powers, many that we're yet to discover. But can stories of a man able to boil water using only heat from his hands really be true?
In search of another superhuman to add to Stan's growing army, I've come to the Los Angeles suburbs, an unlikely place to find a Qigong master. Master Zhou is a Qigong healer who believes by harnessing the energy that surrounds us all, he can produce over 200 degrees of heat from his hands. I'm here to put his hands of fire to the test.
Are you Master Zhou?
Yeah.
Hi.
Master Zhou was schooled from the age of 7 in the ways of Qigong by his uncle, a Taoist monk.
I heard you use the power of Qigong to raise the temperature of your hands to 200 degrees Fahrenheit. Is that true?
This is just one of the techniques I use. Of course it is true.
So what exactly is Qi?
气就是 energy.
Although controversial to Western science, Qi is fully accepted in Eastern cultures. Master Zhou believes he can channel this invisible force into his hands.
How did you become a master of Qi?
气功大师
I do not claim to be a Qigong master. It is others that call me a Qigong master. I simply love to practice my art.
气功师，但是人家都叫我气功大师。
I'd really like to witness some of your Qigong firsthand. Could you give me a demonstration?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Ready. 来，
This ought to be cool. Master Zhou just left. He's going to come back and show me a demonstration of how he uses his Qi. So, Master Zhou, what do you got going on here? What is that?
沙子水里面
It's simply sand mixed with water.
Okay, and what are you going to do with it?
把它抓起来，
By channeling energy into my hands from all around me, I will dry a handful of wet sand right in front of your eyes.
All right. I love to see it. It sounds impossible.
Master Zhou removes some sand to prove that it's wet through. The sand that was wet moments ago seems to be leaving his hands dry. In my search for superhumans, I've seen some weird stuff, but this is truly bizarre.
How did you do that?
因为要把这个
I focused the energy into my hands and turned it into heat.
手上变得热的，
The water simply evaporates.
还要用功夫把它捏成粉。
It looked like the sand was still wet on his hands, so I'm not convinced of his heat-emitting hands. So I've asked him to show me something else. But this time, a scientist will measure exact temperatures. Could we finally see physical proof of Qi?
There's visible steam coming off of there. You know, this is a mystery.
Qi Master Zhou claims he can harness the energy all around him and focus it as heat onto conductive material. He claims that this technique can cure all manner of illnesses, even cancer.
气的力量是这个
There is no limit to what harnessing this energy can do.
很大的没止境的。
What I've seen so far has not convinced me, but he says he can prove it. He claims he has the power to heat metal, so I've given him some aluminum foil. He says the foil must be wrapped in a paper towel to reduce risk of burning the patient. And all the materials must be doused in water to stop them from bursting into flames. I've brought in a medical expert to help me analyze the heat coming from Master Zhou's hands and try to find out how this is even possible.
Is it possible to somehow use your mind power to raise the temperature of just an isolated part of the body?
Somebody can use the power of the brain to slow down their heart rate or even somehow make them more impervious to pain. But to raise the body's temperature, that's something that's new to me.
Dr. Satari has brought along a thermal imaging camera so we can find out the exact level of heat we're dealing with.
As we come down to his hands, 91. Then our subject, 91.992.
Well, so far, anything abnormal?
No. What we see is all within normal limits of the human condition.
All right, perfect. Well, let's get started.
Okay.
Within seconds, the temperature begins to rise to over 40 degrees higher than a normal human being should be able to generate, and continues to climb.
And it looks as though something is transferring from his hands, which are fairly normal at 91, to the towel, which is 157.
Peak 170.
And we're seeing steam not coming off.
Unbelievably, the heat becomes so intense that steam begins to rise from the towel.
Yeah, we're seeing steam in like 185, 190 from the towel. I mean, there's no way you're generating that kind of heat from just friction of rubbing your hands together. This is a mystery, Daniel.
Yeah, I'm curious about the solutions on the table.
Well, both solutions are water, though, is that correct?
As he claims they're water, I'll be more of a believer once I can have a little bit more control of that.
Master Zhou allows me to replace the water. Now all of the elements, the foil, the paper towel, and the water have been supplied by me.
There are many excellent Qigong masters in the world, and they perform their own healing art. But it is only I that can transmit heat from my hands.
150, 155, peaked at 166.
The heat's still rising, even though I replaced the water personally. Having a peak at 170, 171, 175. And I thought I had it figured out, and when we replace the water, he can still generate heat.
And it's going higher. It's 176, and there's steam coming out of the paper towel now. Now, there's visible steam coming off of there.
Hello.
160, 170.
You got a peak of 183,
Yeah.
185.
185, 190.
Have you ever seen anything like this before?
No.
How would you explain this?
You know, there is no Western explanation for this, Daniel.
Sometimes we can find no explanation for these superhuman feats that we think must be impossible. I'll leave you to decide if he's superhuman. For more human beings with absolutely amazing powers.
The people we're discovering with amazing abilities are redefining human capabilities.
It may have seemed unbelievable, but we've again proven that the human body is capable of so much more than was once thought possible. We've proven that superhumans are all around you, but our search continues.